In a world steeped in existential struggle and the ceaseless weight of hidden ambitions, the name Gendo Ikari echoes as both a figure of cold determination and unspoken sorrow. This is the story of a man forged in the fires of loss and betrayal, whose every calculated decision was driven by an unyielding desire to reshape humanity, even if it meant sacrificing the very bonds that once defined him. Tonight, allow yourself to drift away with the long and winding tale of Gendo Ikari, a tale of ambition, isolation, and a relentless pursuit of evolution in a world burdened by pain and uncertainty. Gendo was born into a world where hope and despair danced a fragile, intricate waltz. His early years were marked not by the tender comforts of familial love, but by an enduring chill that seeped into his very soul, a quiet omen of the hard paths that lay ahead. In those initial moments, beneath the indifferent gaze of an unyielding universe, the seeds of his singular ambition took root. Even as a child, there was a haunting intensity in his eyes, a look that belied the innocence expected at such a tender age. Within that silent gaze burned a resolve to overcome the pervasive darkness of loss, a resolve that would, in time, steer him into the complex labyrinth of duty and destiny. From the earliest days of his life, Gendo Ikari felt the immense void left by tragedies too profound for any ordinary heart. In the cold, echoing corridors of his childhood, every whispered memory and every fading smile taught him that the world could be merciless, and that to survive, one must sometimes forego the very essence of warmth. It was here, amid the soft clatter of an indifferent home and the muted grief of loss, that Gendo learned the art of quiet calculation. Every minor slight and every deeper wound was recorded with meticulous care, forming a hidden ledger of pain and ambition that would guide his every future step. As the years unfolded, Gendo's quiet determination evolved into a steely purpose that would define him. He grew up in an environment where the heart's gentle pulses were drowned out by the relentless demands of duty and the cold calculus of survival. With each passing day, the aching void in his chest, filled with memories of broken promises and unspoken regrets, gradually transformed into a singular focus to reclaim the future of humanity from the clutches of fate. His mind, ever meticulous and profoundly introspective, began to trace the intricate patterns of a world that seemed constantly poised on the brink of both ruin and rebirth. And so, every silent moment became a testament to his resolve, a soft, unyielding promise that no matter the cost, he would reshape destiny with his own hands. In the quiet twilight of his early adulthood, as the world around him shifted in unpredictable ways, Gendo stepped forward into the realm of leadership and secret ambition. He embraced a role that few dared to acknowledge, a role that demanded sacrifices too intricate for most to understand. With a calm, almost clinical detachment, he began to mold his destiny, meticulously planning each step with the precision of a master chess player. Every decision, every calculated risk, was imbued with the heavy burden of loss, a loss of love, of innocence, and of the possibility of a brighter, unburdened past. Behind his cold facade lay a heart hardened by grief, a silent, enduring testament to the tragedies that had defined him and the ruthless measures he was prepared to take to secure a future free from the tyranny of pain. Gendo's transformation was not sudden, but a gradual metamorphosis wrought through years of clandestine planning and unyielding determination. In the secretive corridors of nerve, where the echoes of a fractured world resonated with every quiet footstep, he carefully orchestrated a plan that reached far beyond the petty squabbles of human existence. Every late night spent poring over arcane texts, and every hushed conversation held in the dark corners of his mind brought him closer to an audacious vision, a world where humanity's deepest wounds could be healed through a radical transformation of its very essence. In this vision, the Instrumentality Project was not merely a means of uniting all human souls, but an ultimate, if heart-wrenching, act of both salvation and surrender, a final bid to rewrite the fate of mankind in a gentle yet irreversible stroke of destiny. Yet, for all his calculated ambition, there remained within Gendo a profound and ineffable loneliness, a quiet isolation that echoed in every shadow of his stern expression. While his eyes appeared as Choda distant embers scanning a future dictated by ambition, there lingered an unspoken tenderness, a memory of the simple, almost forgotten notion of familial love. In the brief, fleeting moments when his carefully constructed armor of stoic resolve was allowed to falter, one could catch a glimpse of a soul burdened by unimaginable sacrifice, a man who had given up not only his heart, but the very promise of personal warmth in exchange for a cold, calculated future. The bitter lessons of a tragic past had tempered him into the man he would become. Gendo's formative experiences, marked by the loss of those he once cherished, became the very fuel for his ruthless determination. Each loss, each tear shed in silent vigil, was folded into the blueprint of his grand ambition, a relentless drive to control the tide of human evolution, to steer society toward an end where pain would be subsumed by an all-encompassing, if somber, unity. In the quiet solitude of his inner sanctum, every decision was weighed with the precision of a scholar and the coldness of one who had already measured the price of every dream. As he assumed the mantle of leadership, Gendo's presence became synonymous with both power and quiet despair. He navigated the turbulent politics of secret organizations with an ease that belied the storm raging within. His role in the clandestine machinations of Seele and the depths of nerve was executed with a detached precision. Each command given was a gentle decree meant to shape the future of humanity in a way that might one day reconcile the fractured soul of the world. But as the Instrumentality Project began to take shape, it also magnified the silent void that lay at the core of his being. The very act of merging all human souls into one collective dream was an attempt to mend the broken pieces of his own heart. A desperate effort to find solace in the unity of others, even while he remained irrevocably alone. Even as the monumental events of the Eva battles unfolded with all their chaotic grandeur, the true tragedy of Gendo Ikari's life was the soft, unyielding isolation that defined him. Surrounded by the weight of the world and the countless souls he sought to unify, he was, paradoxically, an island unto himself, a solitary figure whose every action was a quiet echo of the pain of his past, the intimacy of his losses, the lingering affection he once held hidden deep within, were buried beneath layers of ambition and duty. His interactions, often sparse and measured, conveyed little of the tumult that raged in his heart. Instead, they were like carefully placed brushstrokes on a vast, somber canvas. A canvas that depicted the stark landscape of a man who had sacrificed everything in the relentless pursuit of a destiny that could rewrite the boundaries of human existence. In the long, silent hours, when the world outside was shrouded in darkness and the relentless hum of life slowed to a gentle murmur, Gendo would retreat into his thoughts. In those tender moments, when the glow of a lone lamp illuminated the quiet contours of his hidden study, he allowed himself the rare luxury of reflection. Each piece of evidence he had gathered, each decision weighed and reweighed in the solitude of midnight, was a reminder of both his triumphs and his losses. The soft, almost imperceptible sigh that escaped him as he revisited memories of a long-lost past carried with it the weight of a sorrow too deep to fully comprehend. It was in these moments that the true cost of his ambition became tragically clear. A cost measured not in the fleeting currency of victory, but in the enduring isolation of a soul that had given everything to shape a future. Yet, despite the immeasurable sacrifices and the quiet agony that punctuated his every step, Gendo's unyielding ambition never faltered. His life was a ceaseless interplay of hope and despair, a delicate balance where every whispered decision was both an affirmation of his resolute determination and a soft, lingering echo of the love and loss that had defined his existence. Each gentle command issued from behind closed doors, every cold calculation made in the silence of his inner circle, reinforced his commitment to a path that promised to transcend the ordinary constraints of human frailty. In the relentless pursuit of his vision, he found a bittersweet clarity, a realization that the future he sought to create might indeed bring an end to the endless cycle of pain, even if it required him to stand alone in the twilight of his own heartache. And so, as the echoes of the past merge with the solemn cadence of the present, the story of Gendo Ikari unfolds like an ancient scroll, a timeless narrative penned in the language of sacrifice, ambition, and quiet, unyielding resolve. His journey, marked by profound losses and the relentless pursuit of a vision that bordered on the sublime, is not merely the account of a man who sought to control destiny, but a meditative exploration of the very nature of loneliness and duty. In every measured step, every careful glance that betrayed a hidden sorrow, there was a silent testament to the cost of ambition and the enduring pain that accompanies the burden of shaping a new world. Let these soft, deliberate words guide you into a gentle reverie, a space where the complexities of human emotion merge with the unspoken truths of destiny. As the night deepens and the world outside fades into a hushed, persistent silence, remember that Gendo Ikari's story is one of quiet contradictions. A man whose strength was built on a foundation of profound loss, whose relentless ambition was shadowed by an eternal solitude. His life, a gentle yet unyielding march toward a future redefined by the merging of all human souls, remains an enduring meditation on the cost of reshaping destiny, a meditation that whispers softly of both hope and heartbreak. In the quiet twilight of his most isolated hours, when the soft light of a single lamp danced upon cold, arranged papers, and the scent of old memories lingered in the air, Gendo allowed himself to reflect on what had been sacrificed in the name of progress. Each quiet moment, each delicate recollection of a long-forgotten smile or a whispered word of love was folded into the vast tapestry of his existence, a tapestry woven with threads of determination, regret, and the unyielding desire to create a future unburdened by the pain of the past. His dreams, so vast, so audacious, were built on the fragile hope that, by uniting the scattered fragments of humanity into one collective vision, the eternal cycle of sorrow could be broken. Yet, in that same vision, lay the quiet truth that every great ambition carries its own solitude, and that the path to reshaping destiny is often paved with the tender ruins of personal sacrifice. As the final hours of this meditative journey draw near, allow your thoughts to settle into the gentle cadence of a quiet, unbroken night. In the soft darkness, where every whisper carries the weight of 1,000 silent promises, and every lingering breath is imbued with the resilience of a heart that has known both profound loss and unwavering determination, the legacy of Gendo Ikari remains, a somber, eternal echo of a man who dared to chart a destiny defined by ambition, solitude, and an unyielding longing for a future transformed. His story is not one of triumphant victory in the conventional sense, but a quiet, relentless odyssey, a serene meditation on the bittersweet cost of transcending the human condition in the relentless pursuit of an unreachable ideal. Now, as you allow these soft, measured words to lull you into a deep and contemplative sleep, let the story of Gendo Ikari carry you gently into a realm where time dissolves and only the quiet truths of existence remain. May the enduring echoes of his lifelong pursuit of an unattainable peace and the tender regrets of his solitary heart blend into a calm, restorative slumber. Good night, and may your dreams be filled with the gentle light of hope the quiet murmur of redemption, and the soft promise of a world reborn beyond the pain of its past.